Hi, welcome back to Ruby the Geek. If you haven't been here before, welcome. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back. This week, I want to talk about back to school with my little homeschool clan, what we're using, how our week has been, and just kind of talk to you guys because I enjoy it. Alright, so first up, it's been a quick week. It got kind of long Thursday because the little man just wasn't feeling school that day, and I totally understand. So, those days happen, you do something a little bit different. So, we've been doing a lot of stuff. I've been basing his math off of Envision Math 2012. It's been going really well. I did not go through the same way that they have the curriculum set up. I changed the order in which we're actually covering it. So the first thing that we're doing is shapes, which for him is really just a review because we did so much preschool work last year when he was a 3-year-old. Now that he's 4, he's really kindergarten ready, so I'm just going to slowly push him and we'll work through our year, and I think by summer he's going to be pretty amazing and bored very quickly. So, we do the worksheets that come in the student edition, and I combine that with the center activity worksheets that come in the teacher edition, and both of them are on a CD, and I found them on eBay recently really cheap, like probably about 20 bucks, sometimes cheaper, just depends on where you find it. And honestly, I think that's all we need because we have so many other resources online that I like to pull for him, or just different things around the house. Since me and my husband are all about education, we tend to buy a lot of educational toys. And if these guys do get something that's not really that educational and it's just fun, usually it comes from a relative or a friend of the family. Um, but Grandma, dear Nana, did buy him the Melissa and Doug double-sided easel that has a dry erase board and a chalkboard on the other side, and it came with some great stuff. Like, it came with these magnets, it came with a lot of them, and of course you can always buy letter and number magnets really cheap from like Dollar General, sometimes Dollar Tree, but they're always nice affordable add-ons for preschool and kindergarten, first grade too, but they're great. And I love these because they're small, and in the past we have gotten bigger kinds, like this is what we have on the refrigerator right now, and he likes to go over there and point out different letters and things. And this week his letters of the week were M and S, and that's coming from basically Storytown kindergarten. And with that, I really just kind of put together some resources that I found online from other teachers, and basically I based what he's doing on Storytown, even though I don't actually have any of the curriculum. There's so many resources for this stuff online posted by other teachers that if you're a homeschooler and you have the time to sit and just kind of plan it out and put it all together, be homeschooling for free. Speaking of sort of homeschooling for free, back to math, we have a box full of Legos, like the big Lego cube. Well, his is officially full, so I took 100 of these, put them together, and that will be his math blocks. And we've already used them for a couple of games we played this week. And for math flashcards, we use phase 10 cards because they look like this, and they all have different primary colors. So there's various games that we played even last year with his preschool stuff, based on just some Legos and these phase 10 cards. Uno by itself is an excellent game for any preschooler, kindergartner, first grader. I highly recommend those two. I mean, you could even use the Uno cards as flashcards too, but they don't have a number 10. So that's why I'm using the phase 10 cards. And we've worn our phase 10 cards out so much that you end up replacing them. So I figured he could have the old set and use that for school. Along with that, we've done a lot of Play-Doh work. And if you see these tubes, the teeny tiny ones that are basically party favors, I actually picked these up at our local thrift store for like not a dollar a tub, a quarter a tub. Honestly, they're not worth it. They're not even big enough to put together to make like an uppercase letter, which is what we're using them for. Also using them for shapes. That's fun. There's very little Play-Doh in these things, so I'm gonna have to get him some bigger tubs like his sister. So make sure you get the Play-Doh. That's, I think, the 4-ounce containers. I know they're on Amazon, but I also know that Target and Walmart tend to have them cheaper than Amazon. So even if you pay the tax, it's still cheaper that way. And I am an avid Amazon shopper. And that is how I ended up with these nifty little things. These things are so awesome. Okay, so we've been doing a lot of dot art and things over the summer for the little man, my little monkey. And he's really enjoyed it. The problem with that is I don't enjoy spending $15 on these things at all. Dot markers are great, but come on. Who really wants to spend all that? And you classroom teachers out there, I feel for you having to buy all your stuff and make your classroom look beautiful. Teaching isn't cheap. Yeah, you can go to Dollar Tree, and Dollar Tree has some great stuff. Y'all, go to Dollar Tree, hit up their educational section, you'd be amazed. But anyways, back to these things. They're so awesome. There's actually little teeny ones, and there's some medium-sized ones. They're purple, and they're perfect for dot art worksheets. So we played a printable game that we found online, and it was awesome because he used those and he was able to play the game, not make a huge mess, and not break mama's pocket. So that is a win-win to me. Let me see if I can find that game for you real quick because it was really, really fun. As a matter of fact, he has actually been asking me today, which is Saturday, to play this upside down. Sorry about that. But this was really fun because all week for math, we've been working on basic shapes. Just, I know you know this stuff, kid, but let's do a review. Stuff will get harder later. And all you have to do is roll a die, and we have Yahtzee down in our game storage. And of course that comes with like 5 dice. So we took one and said, let's play a game. And we rolled it, and you just 3, 1, 2, 3, and you go until you finish. Well, he really enjoyed that because every time you roll and you land on a spot, say we land on our square right here, you go over here, you take your dot marker or your bouncers, whatever, and you mark it. And then this is a great graphing activity on top of that. So at the end, he had to count how many times he landed on a rectangle, on a square, on a circle, on a triangle. And the funny thing about it was, this is actually after 2 gameplays that he really, really enjoyed. So that's another game that's going in his math folder that we can pull out at any time. Like I told his sister, you know, when I ask you to watch him for a little bit while I go visit with Nana or whatever, and Dad is busy writing because that's what he does, he's an indie author, here's some things you can do with him. Like, this is part of the center activities for Envision Math, but they're just little worksheet games. We played this week, this was fun, And then we played this. This was cool because you had to pretend that your paperclip is actually a little card, but instead of just using a paperclip, we used some cards. And he was tickled pink. It was awesome. But I plan on continuing the worksheet center activities for them because they're great hands-on, they're simple, I don't have to do a whole lot of prep. Okay, the other thing that we're using for preschool, kindergarten, basically kindergarten, homeschool, are these flashcards that actually came with the Hooked on Phonics pre-K kit. They are color-coded because some of them are just a picture, lowercase letters, uppercase letters, and more just items and different objects and stuff like that. But those are fun for math, they're fun for reading activities, letter activities, whatever you can come up with, really. And he's one of those people where he loves just kind of off the top of your head stuff. So I can do some little thing that I came up with 5 minutes ago for 30 minutes with him, and he'd be just as happy as if I planned it and it took me an hour or two. The other really cool thing that I just kind of accidentally did this week, just because we have Paw Patrol flashcards, I didn't bring them in here to show for the video because my monkey man keeps on taking them back. We've been playing Go Fish with different types of flashcards. So it started out as simple as the Paw Patrol characters because we have some cards we got from a book. And then it moved on to these. Now these we got from our local Winn-Dixie. I think they were 4 or 5 packs. And it was a deal. Every time you spend $20, you get a new pack. And it had a little map chart thing. And this was a big hit in my house. One night at the table after dinner, we're all sitting there reading off the trivia that's on the back of the cards. So I still have a bunch of these because we haven't finished filling out the chart, which we probably won't now that I have found Go Wild, Go Fish, which is actually really fun because there's a bunch of animals on here that he doesn't know yet, and these are of course wild animals, so that's even better. So as we're playing, we can read the trivia off to him and he'll learn something while we're playing Goldfish, not Goldfish. But I was really surprised at how much he loved the animal version of Go Fish and how many animals, wild animals, he really knew from watching Diego. So props to Nickelodeon for ever starting that show. My daughter was the biggest Dora fan you could ever imagine for a long time. So I plan on not putting these on the chart for quite a while and just using them as Go Fish cards or whatever kind of playing cards. This is another worksheet from Envision Math. He had fun with that because, of course, robots. I am looking for the books that we put together, the letter books. Okay, here we go. My first M book is the very first book we did this week, and then Wednesday we did this one, letter S book. He loves these books. I wasn't sure how well this was going to go over, but as a hands-on activity to work with his letter, he really enjoyed this. After we put this together, for the next 30 minutes after that, all he wanted to do was read his M book over and over and over again. And this is a kid that reads pre-K level, step into reading books straight through, no problem. So I found it rather funny that he wanted to read something like this basic over and over again. I'm like, hey, whatever. If you're feeling it, go for it, kid. But he really liked those, and that is a part of the weekly reading curriculum that I've compiled and still compiling on my website. I have all the links and stuff together. It's just that I haven't finished putting together everything on a week-by-week basis. So far, I have weeks 1 through 3 up on the website. I have weeks 4 and 5 completed and saved in Google Docs, but I haven't posted them on the website yet. I love when I can use stuff like this, just as a, here, keep busy, study, activity. So since we have done M and S this week, we've worked on this section right here, and he enjoyed just tracing the M's up here, and of course naming what it is. Basic activities for the beginning of our school year, and then ease him into stuff that he hasn't studied yet. But there's nothing wrong with reviewing and reviewing and reviewing some more. And even though we haven't started numbers for school yet, he likes flipping through these pages. The kid and his numbers, he's really, really good with math. He loves to read, but there's something about numbers that just makes him happy. So he flips through this and he counts all these different objects, and he likes to trace the stuff. He's really fond of the dry erase workbook things. So that happened, and then this awesomeness. I have no clue why he put his ruler in here, but there it is. But anyways, this is what is known as a dry erase pocket. Ooh, if you don't have them and you do a lot of printing and worksheets and stuff, you don't have a laminator, get one of these. Get 5 of them, 10 of them. Oh my gosh, these things are awesome. So you slip your worksheet in said pocket, like so, and you can use a dry erase marker on it and then just wipe it off, and then you have reusable worksheets. Simple and easy. You don't have to do all the laminating and all that, and you can save those resources for later. Say you have multiple kids and you gotta pass it down, or maybe you have a friend that has expressed interest in wanting more stuff for your child to do at home. On to big kid school. So my daughter is 11, and she is very interesting. Like, she's always read way ahead of her age level. So even though she's 11 right now, I have her reading off of basically a 9th grade reading list that I put together based on stuff that I found just all over the internet. Reading list on Amazon, middle school list, high school list, mostly high school list. And she has picked out from everything that I found what she wants to do as far as her reading stuff is concerned for the year. Because we normally do quite a few novel unit studies throughout the year, and we love those because they kind of give us this really cool mom-daughter time, even though the other boys are in the house, the dad and the little brother. We kind of get to steal that time during the day and enjoy ourselves, like Hunger Games. I got her into Hunger Games. I'm looking for it behind me because it should be up here. I guess I moved it. But anyways, Hunger Games is a prime example of that. I started it actually for school, but reading it at bedtime. And we actually read through all 3 of them. We are huge fans. We have all the movies. We've seen all the movies. And it was really fun. And then we moved on to the Divergent series, and we're really enjoying that too. Even though we've only finished book 1, but we'll jump back into it at some point, and we'll finish those up because we want to watch the movies and see how different the next 2 movies are from the book. Because the first book and the first movie, oh yeah, I don't even want to get into that. It was so weird. So her first book of this school year is Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury. And I wanted her to read this because my husband last year during Halloween time read The Halloween Tree to both kids, and we really enjoyed that. So I figured I'll try to introduce her to more of his stuff. So we've got that going, and I have the ebook version on my tablet, and we're having fun with those. She has finally started The Century. Ooh, and she's really, really loving it. I'll tell you, my girl loves to read, and I love the fact that she loves to read. So she's read through the first chapter, and first chapter is Seeds of Change, and it starts off with, of course, 1900 and goes to 1914. And one of the things that she's already said that she loves about this book are the pictures. She is quite the artist, so she loves photography and all kinds of artwork. There's another one. And she's expressed to me that she's really enjoying this book, which makes me happy because next week, as part of her lesson plans for this whole series, she'll be watching the video for the first part. So, that's that. And what's she doing for math? Oh, she's doing Khan Academy for math. And last year, we had a great time with it. She learned a lot, and everything was cool. This year, not so much. But I finally figured out why, which is great because we just got through the first week of school. She usually does a lot of study guide research for her different unit studies and novel studies and all that. And she really enjoys learning that way because it makes her really do the work and the thinking and the figuring out, okay, that link, I don't think that website was that great for this information. Let's try this. And it worked for her. But it caused a problem with math. Because now, for math, she's tuning out the video and looking at the hints for the practice questions to figure out how to do the skill that has been brought forward in that video. So now I'm kind of like, okay, well, time for something else then. If you're tuning out the video, which is like the whole thing behind Khan Academy in the first place, then we should probably take a look at doing something else. So tomorrow will probably be that math search, and I will let you know in the next video how that goes and what she thinks of it. Exercise. Okay, we live in the South, Alabama to be exact. It's hot. It is hot. I've never done heat. I was born in Georgia. I've never done heat well. We lived in Maine for a little while, and it was absolutely wonderful. But now we're back down here because, you know, family and stuff. And I'm like, it's summer. It's summer. I love being outside, but it's summer. It's hot. So I'm like, guys, no. We're not running around in all that heat. As bad as I want to play Pokemon Go, man, let me tell you. Living out in the country, like right outside, technically we're not even outside our city limits. We're just that far enough out to be inside the city limits and still be considered life out in the country because it's weird. I want to play Pokemon Go so bad. and so did the kids. But we've been busy this week, so we haven't had time. And now Dad is gone with the car to visit with old friends, and we stuck. I want to play so bad. Partially because I love the fact that historic places, museums, educational stuff. We can go see all that and learn and catch some stuff and just have a good time. Yeah, I want to be that mom that went to the Pokemon meetup at the mall because I'm wearing a Superman shirt and I have Iron Man over my head and I have Captain America over here, so you know, they call me a geek for a reason. But anyways, this is an exercise, but my goodness, it is great for a little one that needs something to do while you're working with the big kid. Jumpstart Pet Rescue for the Wii, just because our Wii actually still works, and that was hanging around from Mickey being a little one herself. I think she was about 4 when we got that too. But anyways, back to the whole exercise thing. Just Dance 3 for the Kinect for the 360. For Christmas, we gave Mickey the Xbox 360 because we now have a PS4 in our family room. So we figured, we'll give you this, stick it in the bedroom when you want your downtime by yourself and you don't want to play with your brother. Here, have this. So you have this, you have your dolls, you have your computer, your tablet, read, do whatever, play a game. Games, video games, and thinking skills. Please, don't always denounce video gaming because it's actually really good exercise for the brain. And games like this are great because they give you physical exercise, but you still get kind of that thinking skill thing going on up here, trying to follow what they're doing on the screen. And my personal favorite, Kinect Adventures. We love playing this one together. Monkey tries, but 4 years old trying to play something like this, after 5-10 minutes, all he wants to do is just jump around and look silly anyway. But the fun thing about it is we get to play together, learn, laugh, watch our replays and look goofy and see Monkey just kind of stick his head in, like, hey, how you doing? Or the dog walks by, and yeah, that happens all the time. And last but not least, I wanted to show you a couple of book series that Mickey and I have done, or she's done independently, and really enjoyed because I like to kind of, spread the love. Uglies. This is actually a series of 3 books, and it's kind of a dystopia in a way, but you're ugly until you're 16, and then you have pretty surgery. So that's all I'm going to tell you because I don't want to spoil the whole series for you. But it's really good. It's a very good, I would put it at middle school level novel, even though she reads on a higher level. Being able to identify with characters is also important. And she's always identified with the older kids. Anyway, ever since she was a toddler, she's always wanted to play with the big kids. The Dear America series is absolutely wonderful. Historical fiction at its finest. But it's really cool because all of the characters are usually between the ages of about 10 and 14. And you follow them through historic moments in time, but you step into their shoes. And it is so fun to read with them because you feel what they feel. I mean, these characters are no longer characters. I mean, they kind of become your friend. But she loves these. We have like 6 or 7 of these. And if you check my channel art and click on my Instagram page, you'll see a picture on there. Scroll a little bit, and there is a picture of the rest of her Dear America books, but we're always on the hunt for these because they make great resources for all kinds of history units because it's all covered. It's kind of like the Magic Treehouse series is for the younger kids. And then we have these graphic novels. I'm pretty sure Smile was first. Smile. And then Sisters. And then Drama. They're about being your average middle schooler, but they're graphic novels. You know what? When Daddy first bought this for Mickey, he was kind of upset, just a little bit, with her because she started reading it the night she got it. She was done the next day. Even though this is a graphic novel, it is kind of lengthy, 213 pages, and she just whipped right through it. I want the next one! So, yeah. And if you have any other recommendations on graphic novels for middle and high school, preferably high school, just because of the reading challenge, tell me. Put it in the comments. I hope you have enjoyed my video, and I will talk to you next time.